This is the Horse Radio Network.
This is episode 721 of Horse Tip Daily. A different horse tip, a different equine topic, a different equestrian expert every day. Horse Tip Daily brings the world of equine knowledge to you, one day at a time. Today's tip is brought to you by Kentucky Performance Products. Simple solutions, scientifically proven. Greetings, horse people. Coach Jen here, and thanks for tuning in to Horse Tip Daily. Today's tip is an excerpt from the Driving Radio Show, episode number 71. Shelley Temple takes us through the training scale from rhythm to collection and all of the important steps in between. But first, let's hear from our sponsor, Kentucky Performance Products. Spooky, tense, edgy, unfocused. If these words describe your horse, a calming supplement could make training easier and riding more fun. Trouble-free paste from Kentucky Performance Products is scientifically formulated to support proper nervous system function and help your horse maintain a more confident, focused, and relaxed disposition. Trouble-free contains a blend of ingredients that support your horse's normal nerve cell and muscle function and is available in a convenient 80cc oral dosing syringe containing two 40cc servings. Ask for Trouble-Free from Kentucky Performance Products at your local feed and supply store or go to www.kppusa.com. And now, on with today's tip.
My hope is to take a little of the mystery out of driven dressage. Often I hear people say they just want to get through the dressage in order to go ahead and do the hazards and the cones. I'm hoping with a little bit more information, you will find dressage a lot more fun and understandable and enjoy that part as much as you do the hazards and cones. So the first question people tend to ask me is, what is a judge looking for anyway? How can I get a better score on my test? And how can I improve communication with my horse? We're going to start with theory and an understanding of the dressage training scale. This scale was originally called the German training scale, but we've stolen it here, and now it's just known as the training scale or the training pyramid. And this is used by riders and drivers everywhere around the world to train their horses and by judges to evaluate those horses' training. It's shaped like a pyramid, and the beginning steps at the bottom, and it goes up to the very top to collection. Each step builds on the next. It is also used to form a better partnership between you and your horse. So you don't need to be a competitive driver in order to use the training scale, understand it, or appreciate it. So we'll go through each step of the scale and tell you a little bit about it. The first step is rhythm and relaxation. It's the first and most important step in the training scale. It affects all the steps on the scale and makes your horse a pleasure to drive or not if you don't have it. It includes mental and physical relaxation. Both of those allow the horse to step in the natural rhythm of each gait. As you know, walk's a 4-beat gait, trot is 2-beat, canter is 3-beat, and the reinback should be 2-beat. The horse works with his back when he's relaxed. He takes regular steps and lengths of stride in all gaits and transitions, and he tracks up. The definition of tracking up is that he steps into the footprint of his front foot with his hind foot, into that step or slightly ahead. If a horse is tense and not relaxed, often he will not step up and track up. Tempo is a key part of this step. Tempo is the rate of repetition of footfalls in a gait, either fast or slow. And every horse has a tempo in which he can relax, balance, and swing. It's very, very important to find that tempo for each individual horse, and that will vary upon his level of training and his level of strength. This is something that you need to work with every day to find the best tempo for your horse in each gait. Regularity of steps and strides in all gaits means that the horse walks and then trots in the same tempo. For example, often what we see, and pretend that I'm the horse's feet, trot trot, 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 trot. Kind of fall in a heap and then walk really slow. Walk, 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 and speed up. A good rhythmic transition would be trot, 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 walk, 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 walk. In rhythm, in tempo, stays the same. The next step on the training scale is suppleness and looseness. Suppleness and looseness builds on the first step and cannot exist without them. If your horse is not relaxed, if he's not stepping in the correct tempo, then he cannot be relaxed and loose. There's several types of suppleness. One is lateral suppleness, which is sideways bend. Lateral bend is a degree which the horse can bend his body and neck sideways on a circle, and the correct bend is consistent from head to tail. The horse slightly bent to the inside of circles and figures. Very often we see horses with too much neck bend. When their neck is bent too much, it locks the rest of their body up, so they cannot be soft and supple. When you bend your horse, it's a subtle amount of bend and flexion. You just want to see slightly more of the side of his face, not losing track of the whole outside of the horse. When I'm bending, I want to see a little bit of that outside blinker. Longitudinal bend is over the top line, from head to tail, over the top. It's the looseness of the pole, neck, back, and haunches so the horse can stretch forward onto the contact, onto the bit. This includes the horse's frame or his outline. You want to be able to shorten it or lengthen it at will. It should match the work he's being asked to do. For example, in working trot, his nose should be ahead of the vertical. He should be stretched in a little bit longer outline. And then when he's in collected trot, the outline will shorten. He will be higher in front, lower in the back. It'll be a compressed frame. A lengthened frame, the horse should stretch out and down. And that's asked for in lengthened trot and in the lengthened walk. In a free walk, you should be stretching out down to a larger degree. So your goal is that you can shorten and lengthen your horse's frame whenever you want. Not talking about a headset. We don't want to position the horse's head in one place as he stays there when he's doing different jobs. The head and neck stretch out, the whole frame of the horse lengthens when we ask, or it can shorten as we ask. The level of horse's training and strength will say how much he can lengthen and how much he can shorten. Here's some photographs to demonstrate that. On the left is a horse, the same horse in both pictures. It's as a 5-year-old. And that picture on the left was the total degree that he could shorten his frame at that time. He did not have the strength to go shorter than that without becoming tense. And you can see as a 9-year-old, he can shorten his frame quite a bit and also lighten his shoulders and raise up in front. Things to look for, so you know your horse is supple and loose, is his mouth is closed and he's mouthing the bit quietly. A big one is that his tail is swinging softly. Almost makes a little J shape as it swings from side to side. And that your horse allows himself to be driven forward from back to front, pushed up to your hand. That you're not constantly pulling him back, that he's allowing you to drive him. Here's a photograph that shows suppleness and looseness in a young horse. I like this picture. You can see the horse is stretching to the contact. His back is up. He's tracking up nicely, as you can see. The whole picture is a nice, soft picture. The next stage in the training scale is contact and connection. It's acceptance and response to the aids while in a round outline with a mouth that's relaxed. It's a soft, supple, constant contact with the horse, obedient and submissive. And submissive doesn't mean he's a robot. Submissive means that he is accepting your aids, he's cooperating with you, He's willing to participate. Good contact can be seen, as we discussed, when the horse's back is raised. His quarters are engaged. He's tracking up. His poll is the highest point. His jaw is relaxed, and his nose is a bit in front of the vertical. It's not correct at any point for the horse's head to be behind the vertical. So those three first steps, rhythm and relaxation, suppleness and looseness, and contact and connection, are important for any horse to learn. Any horse that's going to be a pleasure to ride or drive needs to have those components. Think of that as the horse's high school education. And the next three are part of his college education, starting with impulsion. Impulsion, we're looking for energy, not speed. Free-flowing energy and lively active steps. You can see a horse here showing good impulsion. It's shown when the horse steps under his barrel and engages his hocks, and the horse shows a desire to go forward. Here's another photograph, the horse going from collected trot to extended trot, and you can see the degree of engagement there, and his haunches lowering and his front end rising. But impulsion isn't just during transitions or at the extended trot. It's that desire always to move forward. The marching walk shows energy. The active, bouncy trot shows impulsion. The next step is straightness. Horses are crooked by nature, just like people. Good training focuses on developing both sides equally, so he steps through equally. And straight can be on a straight line or on a curved line, but it's when the hind foot steps into the line of the front foot. The last stage of the training pyramid is collection. It's the holy grail. It's the hardest thing to achieve. So each step builds on the next till the horse is strong, supple, has enough impulsion that he can produce collection. True collection requires a lot of strength, especially for a driving horse, I feel. Also for a riding horse, but the driving horse has to be able to collect and continue to pull the carriage forward. So it takes an awful lot of strength. Things to help you identify correct collection is you're looking for the lowering of the haunches, the lightness of the shoulders and forehand, shorter and higher steps, more bend in all the joints of the hind legs. The withers look higher, and the horse seems to move uphill. The neck is raised higher, and the head becomes closer to the vertical. One really important note about collection, and it's never achieved by pulling back. Collection is really the most energetic and forward of all the movements. So if you get the feeling when you're watching someone work on collected trot that they're pulling the horse backwards, that's not collection. Collection is a very, very forward movement with the horse softly accepting your hand and allowing you to compress him. Each step of the scale builds on the one below it, but you're working on each step every day when you work your horse.
Well, there you go. You can view the complete webinar from which this tip has been taken by going to the episode's show notes at horsetipdaily.com, episode number 721. Don't forget to support our sponsors here on Horse Tip Daily because they make these podcasts possible. Today's tip has been brought to you by Kentucky Performance Products. Ask for Kentucky Performance products like Trouble Free at your local tack and feed supplier, or you can purchase online at kppusa.com. Please stop by the Horse Tip Daily Facebook page and let us know what you think of the tips you hear on the show. It's also a great place to tell us about topics you'd like to hear us cover on the show. You can subscribe to all the great shows on the Horse Radio Network through iTunes or Zune and get your horse podcasts automatically downloaded to your iPod, Zune, or MP3 player. You can also listen to the shows right on Facebook. The player's right there every day. I'll be back again tomorrow with another new expert and a different horse tip. Until then, go ride your horse. The Horse Radio Network and the Horse Radio Network hosts are not responsible for statements of guests or their opinions. Use your own judgment when listening to the tips provided by the experts on Horse Tip Daily.